the first thing that students can do is respond to whatever the teacher is asking. And so when a teacher asks to have students put something in the chat, when students reply back, that helps the teacher. I also think that the other best thing students can do is not be afraid to give a teacher feedback on their Zoom meeting. Now, that's kind of awkward. Like, why would you be telling your teacher how to do something? I think one of the most important things you can always do is to, when somebody is presenting something to you, just like I did, I just asked you to repeat the question to me again. As a student, the more you can provide someone feedback on what they're doing in a kind way, the better response you're going to get. And teachers don't automatically know what students are thinking. And like for me, I ask my students a lot of questions. Not every teacher asks students lots of questions. And so if you're having trouble with something in the Zoom meeting, or you're like, the Zoom meeting sucks, because sometimes they do. I mean, I have bad Zoom meetings. So if you can let the teacher know how they could improve it or what would work for you, that's probably one of the best things a student can do for you guys.
I think the most important thing for me, what's most frustrating, like sometimes I'll do my Zoom from here, or maybe I'll be doing it from home, but it's really hard to just look at those black rectangles with just their name. And I know it's difficult. I mean, nobody really likes to be, videotaped like that. But I think what I'm going to ask my kids to do is at least have their video on when I take attendance, because I've got their names. I've done an assignment where I kind of get to know them, but I need to be able to put a face to a name, because we're going to come back to school, right? And I don't want to start from the beginning. So if kids would just simply show their video for at least attendance, that would be really helpful.
What helps me is if you make sure that your name is your name on there, because sometimes it'll come up as something crazy. So make sure your name is your name, and then also stay engaged. Like, don't set it and then walk away, because I'm calling your name sometimes and it's like, are you there? So just stay engaged. We're not going to drag it out any longer than we have to. So if you can be engaged, we'll get through it quicker than if we're waiting. Also, my last thing, be patient, because sometimes you guys get on that Zoom before I get there. Like, I have to take breaks between classes sometimes because sitting that long is too much. So just be patient. Don't just wait 1 minute and then peace out because she wasn't there. So because I'm getting there, just give me a second.
The other thing I think would be helpful is to be a little bit more timely, because I've got to take attendance as students are coming in, and I usually give them at least 5 minutes, because it's supposed to start 11:35. So I wait till 11:40, but then there'll be that little ding, and students will keep coming in for like another 15-20 minutes.
Yeah.
So I have to stop my lesson to let them in, right?
Yeah.
So try to be timely, because
so we have to keep repeating this
thing
over and over.
Yeah.
And kids sometimes notoriously will be like, okay, is there anything else you need to know? I'm sorry, I missed what you said. Like the entire thing. So just stay with us, please.
And be timely.
Yeah.
Just like, you don't want to be late to class. Just be timely.
So what's really helpful is when students are trying their best to be engaged. And I know sometimes it's hard because you're sitting at home and you're super comfy, or you're tired, or you're stressed, and so all you want to do is but if you can, sometimes make eye contact, not just showing your hair. It's always amusing to see that, but just try your best to go, okay, I'm awake and I'm here, and I might not be super happy about it, but I can at least make an effort. I know that means a lot to us, because we miss having you guys physically in the room around us and kind of being able to work off the vibe of each other and be able to react to how we see your face and your body language. And so it's really hard for us to tell through Zoom, so it's super helpful if we can at least see your face sometimes.
I feel there's a little bit, I like seeing you guys no matter what. So I think for me, the hardest thing about this is I was so excited to come up to the high school and be able to meet everybody and see, especially a lot of the kids that I saw in middle school that have grown up and now in high school, and participate in all the different things that you guys are doing. And I didn't get to do that, and a lot of the freshmen didn't get to do that are moving up. So it's been hard because I only get to see you guys if you're on a Zoom meeting or you're doing something else. So I like seeing you guys and having that in person.
Thank
so
you.
It's been a little hard.
Being a teacher on Zoom is very weird. It's a very novel experience for me. I've always taught live in person, and I'm the kind of teacher that really likes to teach, and I really like to be present and around my students. So I'm always walking around the studio. I'm always working, kind of leaning over people's shoulders, seeing what they're doing, and giving instant feedback, answering questions immediately. I teach with the chalkboard. I like to do a lot of live kind of in-person work. So teaching on the screen is much different. It's a lot harder to be so disconnected, and the distance is really challenging. Not seeing 34 human bodies in front of me and talking to them, but just a bunch of little screens and bubbles, and in some cases black screens with no faces. So it's challenging for sure. Very different.